Good morning and welcome to your Farm and Home Show. My name is Joanna Coles, and this morning we're visiting with Dr. Nicole Gauthier. She's with the University of Kentucky, Extension plant pathologist there. And a lot of times we have small gardens, and so we're putting plants in the same spot. And so if we have an issue, we probably need to look at like rotation or something like that to maybe prevent that. What are some of the top things that we see in tomatoes that cause problems?
Okay, so tomato blight is what a lot of people call it. And so the word blight means quick death. So when we have a blight symptom, it's usually, it seems sudden, it seems overnight, but it's really quick. And a lot of times those leaves will stay on the plant. So we'll see those brown and black and crispy leaves that are still hanging onto the plant. So that's what the word blight means, but it's just a descriptor of a symptom. So what maybe some of our homeowners call tomato blight could be one of many diseases that affect foliage or the leaves. So early blight will start right about mid-late July when it starts raining. So that's a big one. We also have septoria leaf spot. And then as we're getting hotter, our summers seem to be getting hotter, we're seeing more of a target spot or a coronespora leaf spot, something we only knew in the Gulf South for years. And now we're seeing more and more of it. In fact, we're seeing more of it than the early blight that used to be really common. And then we can also see things like fomas and just kind of as leaves suffer, whether it's low fertility or maybe extreme heat, then some of these other diseases can get in easily. So there's a whole conglomerate of leaf diseases that we might consider.
Is it important for the homeowner to know what different type of disease they have, or is the treatment or preventative about the same?
The preventative is about the same. So you use the word treatment and you use the word preventative. So in general, once we have disease, we cannot cure it. Now, a leaf disease, we can prune it out and the new leaves can be healthy. But in general, we can't stop an infection, or once an infection occurs, we can't use a fungicide to reverse it. So preventative treatments, if you will, are ideal. That's what we love to see first. And we can do that through rotations, through sanitation, through resistant cultivars, through better air circulation, through pruning and keeping our plants healthy. So that is our place to start. That is preventative. And that applies to all of our tomatoes and all of our tomato diseases. But there are fungicides that will, for a homeowner, for a home garden, there's no difference. So with your blighting diseases, with your leaf diseases, it's all going to be pretty much the same treatment.
If a homeowner has experienced some of these leaf diseases throughout this season, is it something that stays in the soil? Would they need to remove that plant at the end of the season, or is it not going to remain in the soil?
You will always remove your spent plants, no matter what. So end of the season, absolutely, and get them out. Don't throw it on the ground. But as you see disease, as maybe some of these blighting diseases get started, do some trimming early on. You can also use fungicides. So Funginyl, for example, diethane, or copper are pretty good as preventative. So you're going to use them earlier. And some people choose to use those earlier, and once tomatoes start fruiting, to just stop spraying. And that's okay too. That at least buys you some time. But yes, as much as you can prune, as much as you can keep things clean, and never leave that in the garden. So it's that debris that falls to the ground, and the fungi will overwinter and splash back up in the next spring, the following year.
Okay. And then you mentioned disease-resistant cultivars. Do we have a listing for those in Kentucky, or is there a place where people can go find those?
So in general, you will look at your seed catalog, or at any kind of resistance will be listed there. We are doing some work to look at more resistance, and in particular, cherry tomatoes, plum tomatoes, are going to be more resistant or more tolerant than your larger slicers. And your heirloom tomatoes, unfortunately, are the most susceptible. So at least plant a variety of tomato types. That way, if it is a bad year for disease, you at least have those cherry tomatoes to fall back on. On our website, on the UK Department of Plant Pathology's website, we have a whole library of online articles, sample spray guides, and cultural practices. That's that sanitation and the rotation. So it's all on our website, and we will provide the link so that viewers can go and explore it themselves.
Thanks for watching and have a great day.